Okay, we are back live again. Sorry for the interruption because we had some issues with live streaming. I appreciate your patience. Let me double check before we continue because it is very important that we have the right streaming on the right platform. Okay, yeah, we have live. Thank you very much for your patience. There was a glitch of 5 minutes. We had to reset the streaming credentials. Now we are back live. Thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure always to see you all online. Please, I apologize for this inconvenience because live streaming can get you anywhere. It can be a technical glitch or it can be any streaming error on our side. But I can see that people are watching our live, and if you can confirm that everything is going well, the video, the audio, because we had some minor technical issue here. For those who tried to watch it on LinkedIn, we will get back to you on that. LinkedIn is still a problem. We couldn't reconnect. But I can see Ali Jan is joining us. Thank you very much. Please prepare your questions. I have a small announcement about what was happening on immigration front, and we will get to your questions. A few presentations, just 4 slides, and then I'll get to your questions, okay? So, what's been happening in the month of July is 3 main things. One, of course, Express Entry, the draws of Express Entry. Second was the IRCC changes, what's coming up in terms of IRCC changes, especially language requirements perhaps are coming up, and we will talk about that briefly. And then, of course, government cuts. The new Prime Minister, Mark Carney, promised to allocate more money for the defense and security. Now he has to cut expenses on other fronts, for example, immigration front. Now, overview of what's been on the agenda in month of July. One is 3 major draws were done under Express Entry, affecting 4,500 people, 4,558 to be exact. On July 7th, we had a PNP draw, basically allowing those who were nominated by provinces to go through the immigration. The number of invitations issued were around 356 ITAs, and the cutoff score was very high, 750 CRS points, which is I don't know, astronomical in a sense. So, second draw of the month happened on July 21st. Again, PNP draw, and there were only 202 invitations sent, and the score went up by 38 points to 788 points. Now, at this stage, when you focus on that, what government is trying to do, like I said in many of my presentations before, government is trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. One is they don't want to increase the number of population in Canada. Very slightly, perhaps. In the last quarter, we had a population increase of just 20,000 people in Canada. Second objective that they have is to convert those who are already experienced Canada, who are already nominated by province, basically converting temporary people to permanent people. So through PNP draws, that's what you can achieve in a way. And the last draw of the month was a few days ago, July 22nd, and it focused on high demand professions in healthcare and social services. There were 4,000 issued ITAs. That's one of the biggest in this year, And CRS score was still high, 475 points if you are in those healthcare and social services occupation. Okay, what other insights that we have is IRCC is upcoming changes and so on. The IRCC is in a crisis management mode. I would say they are cutting jobs. They are firing almost 3,300 people. Will be upcoming. Be ready for that. It's a 30% spending cuts by the Ministry of Immigration. And of course, federal cuts of 25 billion government-wide cuts are affecting IRCC also. Many other departments are suffering from this, but also IRCC is one of the targets. Backlog surge. Immigration application backlog reached 842,800, almost closer to million applications in the backlog. It's not decreasing. What's happening is if we see this job loss in the IRCC and upcoming spending cuts, this could even go more to the worse situation than what we have now. And PGP intake, parent and parental program that we don't focus on, but this is just the highlight, is that it opens for only 10,000 applications. They are using the old backlog of parental sponsorship and grandparents program going forward. Now, express entry draws, what we can conclude is that it's becoming very highly competitive, express entry. Those who are outside of Canada, they will be having more and more challenges to become permanent residents. Those who are inside Canada on certain status, maybe a student status or worker status, then they may try to become permanent resident through the government's new approach that they don't want to increase the population, but at the same time they want to convert temporary people to permanent residents. Okay, healthcare draws are the focus. In-demand professions are the focus going forward. Now, the pool size. If you look at the express entry, it's very highly saturated in a way, crystallized pool. Current pool size is almost 57,000 candidates as of July 2025. Total invitations so far in this year, 2025, was about 42,000 people were invited to apply under express entry. Proof of funds update has been implemented. Now new requirements were effective July 28th. Just 2 days ago they became effective. Now you have to show more money to be successful in your application. Competitive landscape. Yes, it's become very competitive. Express entry. It's not express anymore. In a way, you have to work very hard to become eligible and selected under this program. High demand continues with strong CRS requirements. As you can see, from PNP to PNP right here, you can see from July 7th to July 21st, the PNP itself score under PNP was going up by 38 points. Now, IRCC crisis, let's delve into that a little bit. It's anticipated that 3,300 jobs will be lost, positions. It will be cut by 25% of workforce, 30% of the overall spending cuts, 80% planned temporary positions, 20% of them will be permanent employees, so significant, 20% is significant. Layoffs began mid-February 2025. They already they started to lay off people, but it will continue going forward. Budget cuts, as you can see, the IRCC will be going down in their budget reduction, 30% spending cut by 2028. Major concerns are about the processing times and service quality. I hope whatever digitalization they are doing under IRCC, it will be good and it will be helpful for us. Okay. Now, I see there are some comments. Now, I'm almost done with my presentation. I will get to your comments very quickly. There we go. Now, this was the end of my presentation. Thank you. Follow us on social media and make sure that you subscribe to our channels. Definitely, you need to follow us on YouTube because that's the main platform where we feature. LinkedIn doesn't allow us to upload long videos, but we do upload videos on LinkedIn. Also, Facebook and other platforms, Sobirov's law firm, you should find it and follow there. Okay, it's time for questions. However, I cannot bring your questions to the screen. Let me read the questions from the audience. Ali Jan is asking, he applied for startup visa in January 2025. Did you apply for permanent residence? I would assume, because that's the first step you need to do. He's asking, can you please clarify if AOR is required in order to apply for work permit, or can one apply without it? No, AOR is required. I hope you will get your AOR very soon. It is required. Other questions I want you to type on YouTube so that I can read, because we had some technical glitch. I cannot bring your comments to the screen, unfortunately. We received some preliminary questions from our audience in advance. I will look into those too. So related to business immigration, how much money is required for business immigration to Canada in 2025? Here we go. We are receiving those questions in advance. How much money? It depends. Business immigration is very different from program to program. You have different requirements, but as a whole, just a general comment about business immigration, if you go with federal business immigration programs, you don't have to demonstrate net worth, but you have to demonstrate necessary capital to do what you plan to do in Canada. For example, if you want to open a restaurant in Toronto, you need to calculate those funds necessary to open a restaurant and run it. In that sense, you need to do your market research. But if we look into the PNP programs for entrepreneurs, they have definite criteria in terms of net worth. It should be at least $300,000 net worth, and you need to, at the minimum, apply your $100,000 capital to run a business or purchase a business on the PNP Entrepreneur Program. So from that perspective, I see that at the minimum, business immigration requires you to invest $100,000. But please be aware that minimums are really minimums, in a way that they give you minimum chances. You need to be realistic. Your market research will reveal how much realistically you need to invest into this or that business in Canada. The officers will be looking at the viability of your project and probability of success, whether you can run this business financially, or based on your knowledge and skills. Money is an important consideration. So I'm getting LinkedIn questions too from LinkedIn. How many business immigration pathways are there in Canada? Which is the best pathway for me? Well, first of all, I need to know who you are, and I need to find out your background. But overall, there are several federal business immigration pathways, such as intra-company transfer, global talent streams, startup visa program, C11 work permit, and there was another one that was self-employed permanent residence, which is now on hold, and we hope that in 2026 it will be revived again. But there are a few on the federal side, and almost every province in Canada has an entrepreneur stream of immigration. So we consider those provincial business immigration programs. There are you can check our website. There are a few of those too. Every province has its own entrepreneur immigration program. and I would say around 15 to 18 programs overall under Canada's legislation. Now, I have a question from Abdul Nasir. He's asking, I want to open my own business in Canada, like food trucks. How much money do I need? What should I do first? First, you need to research where you want to open the food truck business and the licensing requirements under the municipal laws of that location. For example, in Toronto, it's licensed by the City of Toronto, and whether they are still issuing license, or you can also explore whether you can buy an existing food truck business for that. Yes, you can do that under C11 program most probably, because food truck assumes that you will have a lot of people coming to your food truck, and you need to a place where the population is huge, like Toronto, Ottawa, Vancouver, or Calgary, Edmonton. You need population for your food truck, which probably means that you will be going to big cities, not rural immigration like rural Alberta or Nova Scotia. So those city regulations affect you, and I would say for food truck business, it's better to buy an existing food truck business rather than starting from scratch. It is a bit complicated to start from scratch. What's expected time frame for AOR in case of non-priority designated organizations under startup? It's very long. I heard a time frame of 12 months, time frame of 18 months. People are still waiting for their AOR. It's very frustrating. I understand and I acknowledge that. That's why we, as at Sobirov's law firm, we don't work with non-priority designated organizations. We only work with priority designated organizations where we can at least hope that AORs will be faster. The whole process will be faster from the beginning till the PR stage, including the work permit. I cannot comment on non-priority, but I have heard that it's longer than priority designated organizations. Okay. Again, today we had a very bad technical dilemma. Unfortunately, we cannot stream to LinkedIn and Facebook, but I promise this video will be uploaded to those platforms very, very soon. Okay. I apologize for that. We had a technical glitch. Now we have also another question from the website, from our website. I can read here. Which Canadian PNP program is the easiest to get approved for in 2025? Fastest PNP stream for PR. Well, I think from my experience, we are doing PNPs in Nova Scotia, in Alberta, in New Brunswick, in BC, British Columbia. It seems to me that Alberta provincial authorities, they move fast, as well as Nova Scotia provincial authorities dealing with PNPs, they move quite fast. From that perspective, I wouldn't say it's easy, but I would say that it's faster than compared to other provinces. But I also heard very good words from my colleagues about British Columbia PNP entrepreneur program. They move quite reasonably in terms of pace, and I think that British Columbia as a whole is a great location for your business, for your quality of life, and so on. Okay, I think I've covered all the questions from YouTube, as we could only stream to YouTube today. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for your participation. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow us on different social media. And YouTube channel is the main source of information. Also, we are working on our website. We regularly update our audience with success stories, case insights, and other detailed information about business immigration in Canada. Thank you again for your participation today, and we will see you next time. Stay tuned. Thank you. Bye-bye.